Oh, there we go. All right, got it. All right, all right. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love to everyone out there. I am Brother Shining L, also known as Braveheart L. All is well. And I am here with my also magnificent bro.
Benjamin Bay, how you doing? How you doing? Peace and love, peace and love. Peace and love to you.
Islam, how's everybody doing out there on this lovely moon day, this lovely Monday? And we are the Seven Hill Star Astrology Firm coming to you from North Gate, Turtle Island, northwest of Mexico, also called North America, whatever you would like to pronounce it. But we're here, right? So, we have to get right on into, Intuition Monday. Oh, snap. With that, right? I don't mind nephew in the back. So let me hit the share screen. And we'll get right into the intro. Let's see. Here we go. iPhone, pad, and cable. All right. And get that. There we go. Let's get into it.
I can't hear it, bro. Yo, brother.
For some reason, the sound went down, bro. You might want to run that back. Rewind. Right. Oh, why is it going? Hold on, that must be a.
Yeah, run
that back, Sean.
What was that, bros?
Run that back. They swined you. They swined you on the volume, bro, for like the first 15 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll run that back, right? There we go.
They doing the same thing, huh? But look. I think they're doing the same thing, bro. Ooh.
La lona, mis guantes dice la hora, es hora de dormir ahora estoy tranquilo, más tarde te pongo el tiro.
Damn your thumbs down.
It's not playing it?
At the first part, it's not. But it's like, it started the one I said la hora part. But I mean, I think we just push it down, maybe.
That's because it's that hot. You see what I'm saying? See, the thing about sevenhillstar.com astrology firm, right? By us not being some compromised, dirty Moors, or people that are sometimey sincere, and then other times we just want to be backyard bullying people with Moorish science. Since we don't do that and we're completely honest and sincere, a lot of times our energies are so high that this plane can't really handle who the fuck we are. So sometimes Brother Sean is bringing that fire. See, what you're seeing here is Brother Sean and Brother Benjamin, right? Have an energy that a lot of people would be like, man, so bright. But see, the light doesn't blind you when you're not a tenebrous being. When you're tenebrous, you're gonna flee from perfected man. All righty. Did I sound like the perfect matrimony there? Just wanted to make sure I sounded right and proper there. Correct. However, I yield the floor to you, brothers. I'm about to give you the host to Brother Sean.
Islam, man, that's wild. And another thing is they got 4 of my videos blocked on TikTok. I sent a screenshot of Brother Benjamin. Man, look at this, bro. I'm like, they can't stop it though. All right, so actually I'm about to get that. Let me hit that. All right. Now we are on YouTube and now we are on the Tickety Talk, right? All right, so we're just gonna get right on into it.
So I've done my delineations. I'm not sure if I'm going like first or second, but I'm
Oh yeah, you started off, bro. Cause I started off last cycle. All right, so
we're going to slide and get these clothes out of the dryer.
Indeed. All right. Well, here goes that, broski. I yield the floor to you, bro.
All right, we got Mercury at 0 degrees. Can you hear that? Probably not, because I always have it on. Mercury at 0 degrees, Gemini 0 minutes at this Taurus zone. June 14th, 2022. This is Tuesday. 300 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds, anti-meridian. And this is Montana, New Zealand. All right. So on the rise here at 2 degrees, Taurus, 41 minutes. So we're speaking about, or not speaking, but yeah, I'm speaking about the values pertaining to the New Zealand area. And Venus is the ruler of that sign. So we'll find Venus. We'll find Venus there. And where we'll find Venus. Oh, they're on the first side. Look right over her. Look at me. I accept your faith in advance, Venus. But Venus is conjunct Uranus there, so sudden change. So you may want to sudden change the values within itself here, with the Venus being 2 degrees, away from Uranus. So, or your pineal, the sudden change within you, the divinity in you, the higher. No, not Mercury, correct? Yeah, Mercury right there in the first house as well. The first house of self, 0 degrees, Gemini, 0 minutes. In reflection to the moon, in reflection to the north node, the part portion in the seventh house in Scorpio. And I want to say that is the degree of draftsmanship that Mercury is in, and that reminds me the opposite, or not opposite, the reflection of Gemini is Sagittarius. And I remember Sagittarius 0 degrees, from 0 to like 301 degrees, is draftsmanship as well. So I thought that was like really tight, you know what I mean? So right now, it has to be some type of work. Like, what is draftsmanship? Clearly it's something to do with writing. So clearly you'll be writing about information pertaining to the self, or getting self-information that pertains to the higher self in you, because the opposite, or not the opposite, the reflection of Taurus is, Scorpio. So you're uprooting those things that aren't, valuable to you, so you can, start to value yourself some more, and suddenly change that within you. So taking those mental draftman notes for self, and I'll yield for that. Yeah.
Indeed, bro. All right. Yeah, with that Venus, Uranus separated conjunction, it's like a separating of the oneness for now of the, the heart and the, third eye area. All right, so let me get you to your next one. Indeed.
Alrighty, Mercury at 0 degrees, Gemini 0 minutes, Aries on here, so Mars is ruling over this here zone. This is June 14th, 2022, Tuesday, 100 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds, and time meridian. And this is Hobart, Australia, on the rise. In this Aries zone, we have Aries on the rise at 8 degrees, 28 minutes. And that ruler is found there in its home at 14 degrees, Aries, 31 minutes. Conjunct Chiron. So, hey, that's some self-healing there. So watch out for, like eye injuries, and that could be some, I would say, ego or self-doubt here, because Chiron is also the self or in mind. So you could be, doubt of self or the hurt in mind, healing within the self, so you could be metaphysically healing your eyes, or your pineal, where Uranus is located in the chart, which is the second house. So right here, it could be, healing those Uranian values, whatever they may be to you. But I was speaking about Mercury ingressing into the second house of values. So you're going to be communicating those values, suddenly, or a sporadic way. You're going to be sudden, maybe a decrease in them, and that's not a doom and gloom. We're just looking at the south node there, so you can be communicating that decrease that you've seen in your values, but you probably, that was a hopefully intelligent decrease for your increase in the 8th house for your inheritance. So you could be putting something back for something sporadic that maybe happened. So you got to put something back to save, because you're like, hey, whenever this sporadic thing happens again to my values, which is Uranus and Venus, whatever, disruption or, sudden change, whatever that be, high or low, you want to make sure that outcome caused a decrease. The South knows there, so I'm gonna put this little finance up or means to an end, so in the future I can gain something, or I'll put it away and it'll be gaining, or I put it away in the 8th house. So just wrapping up, just communicating effectively your values for your future inheritance gain with the North Node in the 8th house in Scorpio.
Islam, bro, that flip it. That's the south, not 8th.
Oh, for sure. Or reverse that then. All the stuff I said for that, reverse it. Islam.
Islam, all good, bro.
That what you mean? Yeah, like that. Push you up is the south node, and down is the game. Right?
Indeed, yeah.
For sure.
I'll get you to your next one. All right, so headed back to Pisces. There we go.
All right. June 13th, 2022 is a Monday, 1100 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds. Post meridian. This is for Miri, Malaysia. On the rise, 4 degrees, Pisces, 59 minutes. And that is Jupiter. Jupiter is located in the first house of self in Aries. All right, so you have some higher self learning right there. But we're going to talk about communicating or gathering ideas in the 3rd house, or the media could be speaking about some changes that you could be gaining in your finances, and that could be from some foreign place of decrease. So like, oh man, this place is doing sales or something like that. You're gonna go gain from that, and then yeah, good. So just watch and gain from those sudden changes that you see on TV or your media. Not saying like gamble or anything, but there's some opportunity that will be spoken about, via entertainment or however you gain, your sense of wellness through how you communicate, whether that be in your neighborhood or, going to your grocery store, seeing, things that are like marked down. You're like, oh, this was like not this price, and now it's this price. Or you could have saved up for that thing that's now like a higher price, paid a much higher price. But yeah, I yield on that. For sure.
All right, Islam, switch rooms real quick. All right, Islam. All right, so let's now keep rolling back, and now we're gonna go to Aquarius zone. All righty, so we are at June 13th, which is today, the moon day, at 900 hours. Look at that, 9:11:42, right? So that'd be 2100 hours, 11 minutes. All right, we're at Kuncha, Nepal, right? So we've got Capricorn on the rise at 24 degrees. We know that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So now you got Saturn in the first house of self in the astrological, area. But we're looking at Mercury here. So, and we've got Mercury in the 4th house right there. So when it comes to, just kind of the mind and Cerberus right now, and, Mercury's dominant right now. If I was to even pull up, the sheets and you look right there, Mercury has a +10, the strongest in the chart right there. Okay. So Mercury is home, right? Home, and one of his domiciles. We know that Mercury rules Gemini, and Virgo here. So in the fourth house here, there's going to be some home communication here. People could be receiving maybe some letters, some things they've been waiting on. Finally figuring out, how their mind works and how they can communicate that. Just a connection with self here, being able to see to both sides, right? Be able to see the higher and the lower. Be able to see what's real and what's not real. Because, you're getting the home together. You're communicating with the mothers. You're communicating with the children here. Let's see what else we got. And of course, we know that this is being poured out by Saturn. Saturn's in the first house of self. So now we are able to start communicating any kind of limitations or struggles that we've been having. And we know that Saturn is in retrograde, which is, you're looking within. But this is a time just to, not, hold back. This is like, all right, let's move forward now. Mercury is out of retrograde. We know that in a few days, degrees, he will be out of the shadow. So this is just like a, getting prepped to really express yourself, right? Hashtag express yourself. All right. So yeah, this is communication at home here. Marketing, services, advertising, promotions. We know that Gemini is very chatty. So now we can start to see everyone really wanting, start the chat, right? Communicating what's been on their minds. Because, they'll see information, not understand things. And they'll be like, oh, well, look at this here. So now let me chat and talk about this because I've been nervous or thinking about this, but now I'm feeling the energy and being called to really express myself and ask questions. Gemini loves, is all about questions, learning, information, chatty. So now with Mercury being in that air sign, it just, forms communication. And, with the house cups being on Taurus right here, is being ruled by Venus. Venus is domicile and strong too, as Venus rules over Taurus. So now we can look at the fourth house cusp, right? Now let's see where Libra is. We got Libra in the ninth. So we got the fourth house of home and the ninth house of higher learning. Like I said, this is just bringing some foreign, untold knowledge to the home and communicate it. Because we know that we need the mothers to wake up. We know that we are building things for the future for the children, right? Not calling them kids because kids are baby goats. So this is just some home communicating for the children, for the love, for the mothers. So that now we can start to learn about different cultures and know that all cultures are the same. It's just different locations and different way of doing things, right? And with that, I will yield for Kuncha, Nepal. All right, for the Mercury Ingress Gemini, and this is, the Aquarius zone right there. All right, so now we're going to move back again to, now we're going to the Capricorn zone. So let me find Capricorn in there, right? All right, there we go. All right, so now we are pulling up the hoverboard to Rose Hill, Marturis. All right, June 13th, today, this is will occur at 1900 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds, or 7:26 post meridian. That's what PM is, right? We've got, Capricorn still on the rise at 18 degrees, 11 minutes. And now we have Saturn and the second house of, values and daily routines. But first, we're going to get into Mercury here being in the fifth house, right? Hold on 1 second. Hold on, brother, folks. I said a question on TikTok. Hey, I have a question. Can you be Moor if you have light skin? Everyone is Moor. You came out the womb, right? Being a Moor doesn't matter about skin tones because everyone's Moor. Everyone, if you came out the womb, you navigated. So everybody's Moors, And for that, so hopefully that answers your question, Mr. 29496, right? All right, so getting back into it. Mercury right here and Gemini in the fifth house. So what I'm getting right here is that for those that are, interested in partners and all that, this is some, shooting the shot energies, as they would say, or really just, communicating, about yourself. And when it comes to, the creativity, there are some sentient beings out there looking at how they can take what they think and, they're knowing their worth and how they create. And they're thinking, all right, now, how can I put this out there? How can I get this creativity to start, not only one, making finance for me, but getting out the truth out or the creations out to the people. All right. Others could be feeling a sense of joy here, right? Well, you're welcome. Pardon me. Whew, getting hot. Could be feeling a sense of joy here, right? Because now Mercury is, home. So now, communicating, right? So I'm seeing that or feeling that there's going to be a lot of practicing the writing, right? Whether it's come to, writing your writs or, just writing your goals down or just keeping a journal. You really want to write and communicate more to start to find the balance between the understanding and the will of the mind, soul, and body here. And, with Saturn still rolling over this, there's going to be a heavy reflection just on your habits, right? What are your priorities? Is it alignment, or are you ready to learn more about yourself through astrology, or just looking at your past childhood here, right? On how you were brought up, what was the education that you received when you were younger? And now you're looking at how to improve that. And also as well, I'm getting, somebody's gonna be taking a trip with their loved one, right? Or they're got a date and it's like, all right, let's go hiking, or let's go find somewhere to look at the stars together, or, something to where they can really just talk and enjoy each other's time right there. With this, Mercury being in the 5th house, of, creative and joy and, just love here, right? So, yeah, for those, make sure you're expressing yourself, get creative, just be love. And, like Brother Benjamin said, hate is bad for your kidneys, right? So just be love, express yourself, be joyful, and just start finding out ways to communicate, right? And, not taking everything as an attack, because that some could care about you. But if you always think everything is an attack, you're going to reject truth, right? All right. So, yeah, just, for this Rose Hill Martyrius zone, right? And this can also, we can apply that to Capricorn rising as well, if we would like, with this Mercury ingressing your 5th, which, if we would go with that, probably, whole sign. So just, be open to communicate, just from what you've learned about yourself, to others, take you some short trips, whether it's to the park, to the next, quote unquote city over, just to explore and really just find ways to ease the mind, right? And with that, I will yield for Rose Hill. All right. So now we're going to hit that. I'll get to my final testimony for this one. So now we're going to roll that back to, where we at? Oh, there we go, to the Sagittarius. All right. Let me hit that. All righty. So Mercury ingressing Gemini, 0 degrees, June 13th on the lovely moon day at 1700 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds, or 5:26 post meridian. All right, and we're at Roma, Lesotho. All right, we've got Sagittarius on the rise. We just look at that in a Sagittarius zone. We got Sagittarius rising. All right, so we know that Sagittarius is ruled by Guru Jupiter. What's Guru Jupiter? And the 4th house of the home. So this is just some active expansions in the home, right? Somebody's gonna be arguing like, yeah, whatever. All right, boom, here goes this knowledge. We about to light the home up, right? We about to start really getting things in order here. But first, let's get into Mercury being in the 6th house. So now this is just like double strength here, because we know that Mercury rules Virgo as well, and naturally Virgo's a 6th sign, a 6th house. So it's like, all right, service, right? As I said in early delineation, about communication, about service and health. So we can definitely be looking at a rise of holistic healing, talk about medicinal herbs or ways to start, reversing adverse health effects or diseases. They would say diseases, right? Let's see what else we got here. Mercury in the 6th, right? Pardon me. And just some routines, right? So who's looking to get a pet out there, right? Who's like, yo, I've been like feeling like Dr. Doolittle, yo, I feel like I can talk to my animals or pets, yo, right? Let's see what else we got there. Mercury, Gemini. And just, I'm also really getting that there are a lot of beings out there who have really came into the reality of of just how they feel about themselves, realizing they're worthy, right? So now they're just communicating, and whether they actually communicate it or they're just keeping their journal intact, right? And now they're going to reflect over all of this. So now we're going to look for the rising, how it's going to be poured out in the home, right? So this is just going to be changing up the home. There could be some really finding some old notebooks of pictures here, or one of their brothers or sisters, is like, hey, I found this picture of us, or I found these books we used to read. Look at this. And now it's like, whoosh, now you're going through a nostalgia moment, right? And now you're like, wow, look how we used to do this. And now look at where we're at now. So now they're going to be looking to communicate those. Because it's like, hey, the growth is real. I've stayed true, to what I was doing, right? Or now I'm looking to really start to expand on just how everything is done at the home, right? Because we know that things are bigger than us. So it's like, all right, how can we get things right for the children? How can I really be effective in my communicating with, the mothers and, that I'm dealing with, whether it be the mother of the children or just mothers that you're interested in talking to, right? And then we want to look at that, the first house too. So this is just some self, sense of usefulness, communication with, the new viewpoints of self. And now you're expressing this all in the home. You're taking whatever studies you need to start dealing with any domestic affairs or, any paperwork or just any of that, really wanting to secure the home. And just figuring out how you can work more or how you can increase the job or just, even the entrepreneurship here, you just communicating and chatting, looking to increase the network. And with that, I will yield for Roma Lesotho for the Mercury Ingress Gemini here. All right, and I will yield to my awesome bro, brother Benjamin. So let me get you to over here. Get you to the Scorpio zone, all right? All right, I yield.
All right, Mercury at 0 degrees, Gemini 0 minutes, Scorpio zone, Mars/Pluto going on there. 300 hours, 26 minutes, and 42 seconds post meridian. For Indiana, Liberia.
Edina,
Liberia. On the rise here, we got 4 degrees Scorpio, 17 minutes. So we got some death and rebirth in the rise, but not like just something that needs to be uprooted so something else can grow to value. And so we'll find that ruler there in the 6th house. So Mars there in the hustle house in its home sun. So it's comfortable. It wants to do things. So Mars, has energy. So here you're definitely, expanding your desires, but in that, there's some healing, and there's, always some fortunate healing with the part of fortune. So, it's like, who is that? Lightning McQueen going for a tune-up, to keep expanding those wins. But we'll go to the 7th house to talk about where Mercury here is at the degree of draftsmanship, 0 degrees Gemini, 0 minutes, and we're seeing who we're relating with. So we got some sudden change, values. Not sure what that sign is at 19 degrees, 55 minutes stars. And we have the North Node there. So we're going to gain, and we're looking for a gain in with everything, you know, like my brother was saying, it's for the children. So you want to gain values, you know, or gain some type of resource to keep, you know, perpetuating life right here, you know. So there could be like, a sudden, like someone come out of like left field when you thought like all hope was lost, because it's at the beginning. Mercury's at the beginning, so you know there could be some shakiness or a sudden change. So you're like, all right, cool. I gotta start something new because this has happened, you know, according to my values, you know. But down the road, there will be a game, like I said, with the North Node there. You know, take your time, speak well, write well, you know, write from your heart, you know, and write for those who will come after you, you know. Islam, and with the moon.
Yeah, you got the moon conjunct Aries right there.
Yeah, so definitely the matter at hand is your finances and the fluctuation of them. You know, it's a mutable sign, so there's up and down, mutable fire. So the fluctuation of your finances here. You know, so you keep planting. So that's a fire sign, so it's not good to put things in the ground. The moon is, you know, in fire, water. But I yield there, you know.
Get you two. Libra sign.
Oh, well, yeah, we need to. All right, cool. Mercury.
Chapadina. There you go.
Oh, yeah, Chapadina.
Yeah.
Islam. You guys see it right there. Mercury at 0 degrees, Gemini, 0 minutes for the Libra zone. So Venus is looking over this here. June 13th, 2020 is the Monday. And Intuition Monday got 1,200 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds post meridian in Chapadina, Brazil. And on the rise, is it ironic? No, because everything happens for a reason. 0 degrees, Libra. 16 minutes, so the zone and the ascendant for, you know, the chart here for Brazil is ruled by Venus. So we're looking for some justice, we're looking for some beauty, we're thinking about our resources here. So see this theme of, you know, this Intuition Monday should be resources, really communicating about those resources, and there's a sudden change. So we're like, wait, something's happened with with my food, clothing, or shelter that I have to go get some assistance with, or I'm going to go assist, or you're going to go assist someone else, because it's duality Gemini. So it could be both ways, you know, duality there. So it could be assistance here, or it could be, you know, going assistance, you know, and gathering, you know, information, you know, multiple sources of information, you know, Gemini, you know, it's everywhere, it's here, it's there, you know, it changes its mind, you know, type thing. Also here in the 8th house, you're behind the scenes now. So now you're taking all your values and sudden change, and you know, the North Node there, you know, that gain in communication. You're like, oh wow, now there is a lot of communication. There is a lot of communication surrounded by the sudden change in those values. And now it's being spoken from, you know, in the inheritance part of the chart and the joint finances. So now it's like, all right, cool. My resources is connected to this person's resources. How do we communicate that so mine doesn't fail and the other person doesn't fail as well? You know what I mean? The other person is who could be your family, because the second house, you know, that is your family. You know, right, cool. So there's a big piece in there because that's South Node. You know, so right, cool. There's a decrease in my finances, and ironically will go and stuff in ironically, but we'll go back to the ascendant and it's Libra, and that's the balanced scale. So you're trying to balance what? Your finances right there. Moon's in the 3rd house, and that's communication. So you're traveling, you know, to the 8th house and going behind the scenes, and all right, well, I need, you know, some help, you know, that isn't, you know, that isn't usual, you know, and this could be some astrology. I mean, this could be, you know, going somewhere like, all right, I've been going to this person and I can't get what I need, so I have to go further. You know, so the moon could be, but it's not. It's in, you know, Sagittarius, and the moon is and Mercury is like way on across the other way. Right, going into the 9th house. You know, so right now, right, cool. So you're gonna take this behind the scenes stuff, you know, and take it up top, you know, to actually utilize it. You know what I mean? So to wrap up here, you know, just to the focus here is getting the joint finances anchored that has caused that the sudden change has caused. Not saying you're scrambling, but there's a gain in communication in that. So the South Node and Mercury, so gain in communication. So there's a lot of talk on the town about, all right, what are we doing about how can we put our resources together, and salvage, our second house things. And now but not to make that sound so horrible or whatever, but
Right.
So,
we're not doom and gloom over here.
Yeah. But it's like, hey man, I've got that during this season and now winter's here. So it's like, winter's coming regardless. Right, so the next one.
Ooh, look at Would you look at bro? We was just talking about that last night, yo.
Oh yeah, the vertex. Oh dang, yeah. So we enter your life now. And like would this be the beginning, like the entering of someone's life? I feel like I should go back and check it out. See, but we definitely were talking about the vertex. Or my bro brought it up to me last night. We went back and forth about it. But right here for the Virginia zone, so that's what about Mercury. All right, so we're organizing, balancing, our resources.
Oh, bro, freeze. Yeah. Well, alrighty, here we go. All right, so Brother Benjamin should unfreeze there, right? As he was about to go in on the Virgo zone, right? So yeah, he was probably going to come out and come back in.
Am I back?
Back, yeah, but I'm gonna have to make sure you're still. Bam. Spotlight. There you go, broski. It's on.
All right, cool. What I was saying was right here on the rise, we have 1 degree Virgo, 12 minutes. So we're talking about service or getting service, some communication, not communication, organization, some critical, putting things in place. All right, cool. Now I have all of these things happening. I need to structure it. So we're going to find the ruler of that. Where is it? 9th house, Mercury, which is in its own sign at the draftsmanship degree, conjunct the North Node. So now all of this communication, like the town hall, all in the 9th house now. So now everything's talking about, foreign dealings, foreign matters, what I'm saying, taking higher learning, taking like a higher approach to it, the philosophy of the communication now, or law, what I mean? So this is the house of law as well. So, not to be like doing as well, but as far as religion and law, like, the gathering information about law, that will assist the sudden change in your resources, so you'll gain the information that you need accordingly to adjudicate, to further, anchor your resources. You know what I mean? So we'll go to the moon, in reflection, not in reflection, but the 9th house, the moon in the 4th house, and Sagittarius. Like again, that would be like, the matter, like we're the people, you know what I mean? The people, would be the moon, they're in their home, possibly gathering foreign information because why? Mercury is in Gemini, which is information, but the moon is the adjacent sign. The reflection sign of Sagittarius, which is foreign. So that's why I said foreign information. So you could be in the home, on the phone. All right, cool. This is what's happening. How will I put my ducks in a row now? How like we look at the news where we are in our respective territories, and you're like, oh, this is happening here. Let's see how I can, put my house in order together here. Salute, bro. Push up. Yeah, just watching foreign things and how seeing the foreign change and resources in other places and how the talk of the town is there. You know what I mean? With the gain and communication there, with the Mercury conjunct the North Node And you may be like gaining a ton of information right now too, like just be hoarding information right now. Hoarding people are, in a foreign mood, whether that be like traveling or something like that. But today I want to say I saw the moon was in Sagittarius. I always say that wrong, but the Biden was on a plane, and I thought it was pretty funny. It was like Biden departs with and he's on a plane. I checked the chart, and the moon is in Sagittarius, and I was like, oh, that's kind of, mirror, as above, so below type deal. So these type of things. You could be booking flights to go places, and like my bro said here, you could be going somewhere with your lover, because is mother as well. So you could be taking a woman or a mother from her home to a foreign place, or the foreign place could be coming to her home because Sagittarius is, over the fourth house, and that would be mother. You know what I mean? But in other practices, it'd be flipped. The mother would be the 10th house, and the father would be the fourth. But here, the mother is the fourth. So wrapping up, just pertaining to foreign information and the gathering of that, you would be like releasing that information that you don't need in the third house, so you can gain, the value information in the ninth house of, a higher degree of knowledge, or a higher degree of information. Because Mercury is information and gathering information as well. So you're going to gain, the information you need to succeed, and throw away the stuff that you don't need, and now yield. So you can, I said I yield. So you can organize just like the ascendant is, saying. You can organize and put things in place and be critical. And you can't do that, if you're holding on to those things that don't allow you to succeed in the third house with the South Node there in Scorpio. In the North Node there in Taurus to gain those values. But you got to let go of the BS.
All right, now to your wisdom, who's turning up at the home with some knowledge, right? Who said, hey, let's get these books, let's really learn and study together. Let's put on some music and dance, right? Because we know that this energy is shifting and it's moving to a higher point to where, it's going to be all about truth, right? So we know that, the moon, is representative of the mother. It's in Sagittarius, right? So it's going to be some fun learning here, right? And then, the Mercury and the Sagittarius with, conjunct the vertex only by 57 minutes, right? How fated relationships or, how people are going to enter your life. So there's going to be some new meeting of some, people, right? Whether you're going to study partners, right? Or you're going to start finding pages that you really connect to, but you don't know why. And now you start to figure out why, right? And, for those that don't last, right? Opposite of that, third house, which, that sign is Gemini. So because Sagittarius. So for those that don't stick, or just who don't have that creative spirit, might be gone. But I yield, bro. All right. So get that. All right, where we at now?
Yo, before you go, with Jupiter over the moon, you're bringing the behind the scene knowledge to the forefront there, to the home. Bringing behind the scene knowledge to the home. There we go.
That's fine.
Which is healing. Now you.
All right, so let's see. It's fine. Leo in there. Nope.
Yeah, I think I'm officially done.
No, yes, you are. You are.
Well, not technically, I'll ask bro, but I'm not like the main speaker.
All righty. So now we are, which is really great. You think about it. We've got Mercury about to ingress Gemini, where, he's dominant and home at. We've got Venus and Taurus, and now we've got this full moon, is about to occur, on the Gemini, Sagittarius reflection, the next degree or day. So it's like, wow, we're getting an opportunity to communicate and really have faith in ourselves and, get to know who we are and express that. And we can start to let go of what needs to be let go of in order to keep moving forward. All right, so let's get to it. June 13th. Let's see, this is 900 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds, or what they will say as 9:26 anti-meridian or AM. We are pulling up the hoverboard to Yates, Montana. All right, we've got Leo on the rise here at 15 degrees, 12 minutes, ruled by Sol, the sun, which is in the 11th. But first, let's get into Mercury being in Gemini and the 10th. All righty. So this is some communication right here. Like, who's having talks with their neighbor? Who's like, hey, I see you've been doing this, or I heard about you posting this, or, I've been seeing you doing this. I've been, kind of watching, but I haven't said anything. But hey, pardon me, neighbor, you know how to be in church. Look to your neighbor, say neighbor. Now we're going to the neighbor, like neighbor. Let's communicate and have that talk, man. Let's really get to know each other, right? Like, hey, I've been saying that I've been looking to improve myself, right? And my career, because let's see, where's Virgo at? Second and third house, right? So I've been looking at myself, my values, right? And now I've been, really in my mind, just thinking, meditating. But now, it's time to express that. I understand what I need to do. Now I have the will to really, move forward with, what I want to do. So this is just some communications here with, any called experts or, just the career, hey, I just got a promotion for, marketing or communication. Hey, look at me, right? Or, hey, or having a serious conversation like, hey, I have these long-term goals, right? What can I do to really make sure I ensure that, right? What details and, priorities can I do to communicate with those who have social interest? And now how can I manifest that, to really appeal and unite and connect with the people? Because now keeping to myself, I've had this breakthrough, or I've been thinking about different ways and I've had this breakthrough, right? And now my soul, my expression, how I express, I'm talking with this within the groups, or I'm really starting to write and see that, hey, I've been manifesting this whole time. I've just been too blind to really see it because things haven't came how I wanted them to come. All right. And that's, with Sol, being that dispositor for, the ascendant, but, if you look at it again, it's still coming back to Mercury. So it's like, hey, look at me. I've been understanding, and now I've got the willpower to really do and be who I say I am and who I would like to be, as times pass, right? And now that I know that there's this healing coming to my head and my body, so that now I can really be, pushing, really going with what I want to go for, so that, I can heal all these past wounds that, has caused damage to the Jesus in me, to the I am in me, So yeah, just letting your light shine here for the Montana area for this Leo zone. So, pretty much the West Coast, you could really even say Leo rising as well.
All right. About the children, think about the children as well. Because I see a theme is like the moon in the fifth house and the sun is ruling the fifth. I'm not sure you said that, but yeah.
Yeah, sun rule the fifth. So yeah, once again, as my bro said, teaching the children. Sagittarius right there.
Definitely. And gaining that information, shining that information that's coming from that's gained from that Mercury there. It's him. Because the Mercury is like quote unquote ruling the sun, being the sun being a sign. So whatever information Mercury is getting is the sun is beaming on the moon, and Holy Mother is giving that to the children to correct Jesus in them, like bro said, by you.
That's fine, yeah. It's like,
and that birthday in Capricorn construction. I think it's gonna be a thing now.
Let's see where that is. Oh, there you go, right in my face. Construction. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this is just for this area, man. It's like, hey, let's have these conversations. Brother Amosite, and the bro's been talking about. Do you want to build a bullshit? Do we really want to fix things, or do you want to just act like others are going to fix things when it's been clear they haven't did shit? Pardon my language. That they haven't did anything. So let's really get to it. Let's really start to learn and study together. So hey, that everything can be better, just not for now, but for the little ones in the future. You know, this is paying it forward right here of having these communications, you know, networking. Now we could be looking at a lot of folks, you know, really going out and, you know, starting to, you know, hey, here's my business card, or hey, I had this idea, or hey, you know, I've
Pardon
been
me.
page.
Pardon me. Brother Sean, I don't mean to cut your wisdom. I think I heard you say that people haven't done shit. Is that what you said?
Oh no, I was saying, like, do you want to build
a bullshit, right?
Yeah,
because people haven't done shit. I just wanted to say that hashtag emphasis on that portion of your testimony, and I approve that message. Okay, and I hear.
This vibes of the broski. Yeah, so this is what I really feeling. Me and Brother Benjamin are freestyling. You know, Mercury is still in his shadow. And, you know, I accidentally sent him next week's testimonies and didn't realize that to the day. I was like, all right, hey, we're going to freestyle for the moon day, right? Mercury and Gemini. So, you know,
it's like Monday, so it's like we're really like using our issues like
intuition. That's fine. So yeah, once again, you know, now if you haven't seen my TikToks on the metaphysics of, you know, I did the sun in Gemini, but we can apply that to Mercury as well, right? So this is the soul consciousness that you've been going on. So now, if you've been looking at the understanding in the wheel, now you can start to look to now communicate that while Mercury transits Gemini, you know, out of the retrograde, you know, like I said, 5 days, roughly 6 days, so out of the shadow, but direct. So it's like, hey, everybody's gonna want to talk now. Or it's like, hey, if you've really been wanting to reach out, start reaching out. Like, it's all right, yo. Like, we are all one. You know, we are all pieces of the bigger puzzle. So it's like, hey, let's talk, you know. I'm trying to think, what's that song? You know, Jodeci, right? Can we talk for a minute? You know?
I think that's
Tevin Campbell. T-E-V-I-N Campbell. That's Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, Tevin Campbell. There we go.
Yeah, Jodeci is more like, come and talk to me. I really want. That's Jodeci.
Yeah.
Okay, I yield.
Same ballpark, though. Same ballpark for sure.
That's funny. I was listening to that song the other night, and I remember in the live, me and Hassan, brother Hassan, was like singing that. Tevin Campbell was like, we was doing I'm ready. I'm ready, you know, to learn and love. Would you look at that?
I'm ready.
So, hey, guys, let's have these conversations. Let's get social. Let's really get down to the nitty gritty and, you know, the light and love here, you know. And let's, you know, leave our egos at the door and let's embrace and be loved. And with that, I yield for that. So, Montana, you just got that work. But, you know, this goes for the whole collective. You know, wherever Mercury is, you know, wherever Gemini is in your chart, you know, you can look to see where that's going to be and how it's going to play out for you. All right, so let me get that back. So let's see, Leo, let's get to the Cancer zone. Oh, nope, wrong way. Open. Let's see, Capricorn, Cancer, there we go. All right, so now we are at Pilot Point Corporation, Alaska State Republic. So on the moon day, you know, make sure you're turning in next week for Intuition Monday, June 13th, 0700 hours, 26 minutes, 42 seconds, or 7:26 anti-meridian AM for those who use that, right? And we've got, let's see, Cancer on the rise, 15 degrees, 28 minutes, ruled by Luna. All right, so look at Luna. 10 degrees here, you know, Sagittarius, right, in the 6th house. But first, we're going to get into Mercury being in the 11th here. So we know that 11th house, you know, somebody want to hop in this live? Let me actually see. Oh, peaceful greetings. My bad, bro. I'm on a tick. How you doing?
Yeah, bro. I see.
I can't even hear you. If your mic muted. All right, yeah. So we're in the 11th house, right? So this is just hopes and wishes here. So This is some major communication energy right here within the group, right? This is, getting some strategies together, or getting concepts together. I don't know, on one, not only how to, better and improve yourself, but also at the same time, taking, writing down the necessary steps to keep improving, right?
And social media group chats, Zoom group chats.
Zoom, yeah, Discord,
communicating your values.
I think of all, the various different, groups and social medias. Getting somebody else there. What's up, Nev?
I got my sticky ball to 100.
Oh, you did? Give me 5.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back with you in a little bit. What? Nothing. Right? All right. So, and man, this is like major, like Gemini. Look at that. I got, we're live on YouTube. I'm live on TikTok. Rep with my bros and rep with the net,
That's
right?
Definitely like Mercury conjunct a North Node. Speaking from multiple areas at one time.
Right. So yeah, we look at Mercury in 11. So this is just some communication here, but it's going to be poured out, through Luna, right? We look at Luna and Sagittarius in the 6th. So this is just some, creative arts, right? Whether, someone's on the job, like, hey, I've got this really great idea. Let me create it and express it to you, right? Or it's, hey, someone could be, taking their pet out. It's like, hey, let's take this trip, yo. Like, we need a long trip. We need a getaway. Let's go do that. And, and within the groups, with the communicating, there will come a fiery healing here, right? It's going to be like a burning and like a death and rebirth energy right here. So if you look, we've got Chiron and Mars right there. They're about to be, conjunct very soon here. So there's going to be this sense of rush of this energy of really just getting out of our heads, right? Because we know, we always know that it's us against us. It's, it's all mind. So now there's this healing of the mind by communicating within the group. And it all, let's see. And, it's a breakthrough, right? So who had a breakthrough, mentally, or who was able to really see their self-worth and express that, and now they're getting that back, right? With that energy. And who also is now really wanting to express themselves and teach, right? Because look at Luna being in the 6, right? And oh, did you go out, bro?
Sure, it was me because you had froze on the thing, and I was like, "Wait, bro, I can't see it." But I was like, "That was."
Oh dang, I'm freezing.
But you were still speaking. You were still speaking on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, that's me," because he's froze on my iPad speaking on YouTube.
Man, all right, we're gonna keep it going, man. Like, I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. All right, so yeah, Pilot Point, Alaska. Just within the groups expressing, and just really getting to the root of any anxieties or nervousness, right? And just dancing here. I'm getting dancing.
Yeah, with that bird.
And when nervous, start dancing. Whether you want to break dance or whatever. Just really enjoying and chatting here. All right, so I'm gonna get to the final one. So where are we finishing at? All right. So would you look?
Even in Alaska, they have like 12, like not 12 hours, but like it's daylight for a long time.
Yeah. Like they.
I remember seeing on TikTok, and Shorty was showing like 2 a.m. and it would look like 12 p.m. 12 Zenith here.
Oh wow.
Like 12 noon here. I was like, whoa. Wow. Like,
yeah, we looking like, we got, sunlight now, but, in other parts, it's nighttime, right?
Yeah, I'm like, how does that work? Having sun, like, let's say it's 10 post meridian, right? And it still feel like 2 post meridian. How does your brain, like, you feel like on another planet almost. But I yield. Since we were speaking about Alaska, but I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
But if you jump into another one, it's like, I don't know why I'm looking at the sun. My mind is stuck on the sun, and I was like, I think you like jumped in, but when I feel that's like next cycle, the sun. We're talking about Mercury.
I know, man. I'm thinking like, all right, let me, getting ready. I'm like, hold on. I'm looking.
Like the next. I was
I'm like, wow, yo, I really sent him next week, yo.
I was like, did I just do the first house, bro? I was like, I ain't gonna say. I was like, I think I did the first house. I was like, oh, we're talking about Mercury.
All right. Well, I was like, hey, man, at least you already got next week done, right?
Hey, for real. Maybe that was what was supposed to happen.
All right. Let's see. Let's look at the last one. All right, let's get it. We pulling up to Rima Tara Island, French Polynesia, right? So this, all right, well, this is already occurred for you guys, right? This occurred at 5:26 anti-meridian or AM for those that say that, right? For the moon day. Oh, would you looky? You got Gemini on the rise. We in a Gemini zone. We got Mercury in Gemini. Get it off your chest and just say why, right? I'm joking, right? So we got Mercury Ingress the 12th house. Mercury and Gemini. Mercury Ingress Gemini in the 12th house. So this is some healing by communicating and writing. And also there could be some writing will bring up some unconscious things, right? You can just put a few keywords where you can say, hey, I want to write about this. And next thing you know, you have a page or 2 pages like, hey, where did all this come from? This just has been building up, to really, to really get it out, right? Because I even seen it TikTok earlier. It's like, yo, just write more. Don't put everything in your notes. So, but I would say, hey, whether you can write a notebook or, use your notes app or anything, as long as you're writing, communicating, getting out, the energy is going to move for you. And, we've got Mercury. Oh, wow. Light starting to flash. Conjunct in Senate, right? So it's like, hey, there's some values being brought here. So it's some breakthroughs. So, for those that have been in solitude or, starting to really get into what spirituality really is, and not the dogma belief system of it. It's like, hey, it's like that song. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. That's like Mercury being in Gemini at 12th. And we got Venus and Uranus in a separating conjunction there. So it's like, hey, the breakthrough is here. Let's communicate. Let's celebrate. Hey, Siri, play Let's Get Down by Tony Tone, right?
Oh, speaking of that, bro.
Dang it. I got to say, hey, Google, because
that's wild.
I can't play from Google Chrome on this device.
I know you can't. Let me know. Be quiet. All right. Yeah. So anyways.
So Siri played me some Pippin, and she played this Stallion song, and I just slid the phone off of the table. It was cracked, but I was like, really?
I'm trying to get in here. I don't know, I can't get it, but yeah, it's like, hey, man, let's really communicate. Let's, how can we unite? How can we connect? And then we say, hey, we know that Mercury rules over naturally 3rd and 6th house. So it's like, hey, what's the 3rd house and 6th house in this chart? Oh, look, we've got Leo right there. It's like, hey, let's shine what's been on our mind, right? Hey, we got Scorpio on the 6th. So it's like, hey, let's get into the mysteries. Or, let's really speak and, go through the death and rebirth process. So, hey, we've got Sun and the 1st house of self. So it's like, hey, now I'm changing up my identity or really starting to look at 2 different things. It's like, hey, I've been going through something. Hey, I'm about to change my hair.
See both sides of the one that's in yourself.
Yes. And really seeing that, hey, it's always been as above, so below, right? Always been a duality. So it's like, hey, my mind has been, cloudy or I thought, I knew this until then, but it's like, hey, I finally decided to take a step back and really start to see things for what they are and not what everyone else has said, because we know that man knows not by being told, right? So now we're going to find Mars, what's going to be the ambition, what's going to be the drive. We know that 6th house right there is on Scorpio. It's like, hey, having some talks with my, within the groups or with the bros, or, getting on social media, is bringing this not only the healing energy, but just a new sense of drive to like, hey, man, this is what I want. This is what I'm going for. And I know the results of it. So it's like, hey, I'm going to be pedal to the metal, but it's all under control. And yes, understanding and will. If you've seen those, with Ephraim and Manasseh, right? So it's like, hey, we're learning metaphysics and astrology. It's like, hey, look at that, 2 sides, right? I would have never thought that, going to the church being younger, that it was all astrology, that all these, personified people were really inside of me. But it's like, hey, now I'm learning this, and now I'm getting out of the dogma belief system and stepping into truth and being love instead of hate. And now it's like, hey, we can really start to make this, Earth Midgard a better place, right? With this knowledge and with this energy. And yes, we know that a lot of people are going to throw shade, but hey, guess what? We don't give a F. How about you go study, right? Don't try to get the messenger or get all in your feelings and all that. Take what you see and try to go prove it wrong. And if you don't prove it wrong, which 99.999 repeating you won't, go teach your loved ones, man, because we all need to know this truth. Prophet Noble Drewley is the man, yo. With that, I yield.
I say with your presentment, you like just go steady and be like Mars jump with Jupiter, and you're like an Aries ascendant. So like how you're, and then the moon is in Sagittarius, so he's like with the blades, it's like he's just laying it on you, like he's really just bringing you up with the Mars energy. I would say aggressive, but the straightforwardness of it. He's just like, I'm not going around, and you're gonna feel all this like.
Yeah, it's getting right to the point, yo.
Fire.
What's been the issue?
There's a lighter, and then you got like the little flamethrower, like the moon and flamethrower. Is like, all right, the emotion.
It's getting right to the point, because that's been one of the issues, is going around it, not being real up front. It's, hey, let me be all mysterious and that, really give it a little bit, but not say it all. It's like, all right, Mars, Chiron active, and Jupiter's in Aries. Yeah. All right, let's be straightforward about it. No bullshit.
He's like an archer. He's putting like notes and then on the arrows and precisely like putting them places for people to get. And that'll be like his post. You know what I mean? Just slinging his post, and his emotions or his moon. And his thoughts, higher learning of things that are foreign with Sagittarius, and he just like archering them, like posts, making them stick in a precise place, and not just like in I say the quote unquote negative side of Sagittarius, which is kind of like making or forceful, just all over the place. He's really lining up the arrow, hit targets, whether people know what target he's hitting or not. You'll know where you can pull that arrow out and go, oh no, it's this. He's like, it's a reason why that target is hit too. So like hit the target and puts a note on the target. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have something around. But it's real steady. That's funny. So it definitely sounds like the Mars and Jupiter. And he's healing too, because some people are like, oh man, what are you talking about? And that's the Chiron. You know what I mean? But it's like that's the healing part. Most alcohol stings you when you're trying to clean that cut up, so but it's healing at the same time.
Sure.
For the island.
Yeah, for Rimatara Island, French Polynesia Corporation.
I started looking up the place. There's some really beautiful places in real time too.
Man, really is, man. I'm like, yo.
I saw a YouTube place just to get a feel like what you're speaking about, not just like looking at a chart and just saying things, like to see like the culture and how things go. But this is like for the other place, the other side of it. I was like, wow, and to see like people like with the copper tone, I'm like, wow, we do a lot of places with a lot of Moors, and I speak a lot of different languages. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And it means a lot for differently now too, as far as like speaking globally. Because at one point, this was the other universe, and when we spoke here, it affected the other continent as well. Not saying like I'm boss to it, but as far as like how things are set up, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, us speaking from here to other boards and other places and how they conduct their households astrologically. It's kind of like, man, wow. And then you see the condition of the place, and you're like, man, if they had, you know, the ability to learn astrology here, you know what I mean? Or just like resources in general, like, man, damn. It really show you or look at it differently for sure. Looking at the actual place.
Sure, yeah, and actually, hold on, let me get this. Let me get to, let's come back to Safari. So let me come back to Zoom now. Share the screen again. All right, so guys, you already know to come to 7hillstar.com. Make sure you subscribe so that you can receive free weekly gifts when you enter your email. Also, when you enter your email, you can get access to Prophet Noble Drolly University. It's for free, but we do accept donations for that, for my brother's time and energy for it, but it's free to get in. And I'm telling you now, getting access to Prophet Noble Drolly University gets you a priceless amount of wealth and material for you to not only study for yourself, but to teach your little ones and loved ones. So make sure you come, subscribe to 7hillstar.com. And, if you don't come here, message myself, Brother Benjamin, Brother Simon, Brother Jagger, Brother Corey to get access to the Prophet Noble Drolly University, because Noble Drolly is the man, and they try to hide it, but hey, you can't hide who brought it. You can copy it, but you cannot be the original. All right. So you come here, that you can enter. We have the free natal calculator, courtesy of Astro Charts. You can enter this to, pull up a chart. You can see your sun, moon, and rising, but anything after that, you will not be affiliated with us. You will be with Astro Charts. We just have this up for free pro bono, right? All right, feature products, that you can get the 7 Hill Star Astro Calendar for, March 2022 to February 2023. So make sure you get that so that you can now be in harmony with the movements, energies, and cycles of the planets that occur daily, right? And make sure, you get that little Star Seeds AstroLiteracy set for your little ones, so that now you can start teaching them how to love instead of hate, and also know themselves and be themselves. We got the annual perfection cycle study sheet, which is pro bono for free, that you can take. And let's click right there, that you can, start to study and, see for yourself, right? Annual perfection cycles chart. So, that each solar return that we have, what people call a birthday, it hits a different house, which is a different cycle or, lesson or theme for the year, right? So let's say, hey, man, I just turned 30, right? So it's like, hey, you are having a 7th house perfection. And now you can start to see how that's going to play out when it comes to, any partnerships or business partnerships, right? And you can really start to be in harmony, not be out of harmony. Because, if we're all tired of learning the same lessons, hey, let's get the astrology down pat. Let's get the divine side, right? All right, so let's go back. Hey, would you looky right there? Telling you, man, peak numbers be heavy, right? So let's go back. Make sure you go, man, YouTube, our astrology street, man. Start really showing these to your little ones. You can even watch it for yourself because it's for everybody. Zodiacal releasing dimension study posters, like, pro bono you can get for that. The 1 hour virtual record session, that is, done by me.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you, get your session booked, right? For that, right? 1 hour, there's also a 2-hour session, right? This is just geared towards healing the mental, physical, and spiritual energetic bodies. Because we know that we have our physical body, but, duality outside of our physical body, we have an energetic body, right? So make sure that you get that. You know, come check out everything that we have. There's different readings, reports that 7 Hill Star offers. Once you come to the 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Reports, you can watch last week's Astro Weather Report right there. You know, just click the play, right? Get that. And if you haven't seen it or read it, you know, LeBron James' Mental Magician Report is up. Yeah, if you know like LeBron James, or if you a hater of LeBron James, you be like, hey man, how does he do all that? Hey man, come read his Mental Magician Report, and this is free. And yes, it has went up to 154 of the Mental Magician Report, as have added different points into the report to really give you a solid foundation on 3 different levels. And honestly, it could be a lot more, but we don't want to break the people's pockets. At the same time, we don't want to hurt our own, so limit our own self, right? So you've got the LeBron James Mental Magician Report, and you can also like I said, download that, and you can look at the previous report that I did for Dr. Dre. That was the second one, so you can download that if you like Dr. Dre. There was an oracle pool that I did, Mars transiting Capricorn. So now you can have a divine rewind onto when Mars was exalted in the sign of Capricorn. And finally, the first report, the Mental Magician Report, that I did, sample for Kendrick Lamar. Hey, if you like Kendrick Lamar and his music, hey, you can definitely, download this and, read about Kendrick Lamar, but you can also get it for yourself. Right. But, now that I have updated this, you're definitely going to get a solid foundation on the protocol that I go by for the Mental Magician Report. So we got more, you can come to the shop, get you some 7 Hill Star hoodies. You got the study material for those that do music. Hey, I took that off. All right, so I'm gonna get that children tools. All right. So now you can get the little star seed set, the study posters, study sheets. Come on. The Astro calendar. You can also get your own personal Astro calendar, and if I'm correct, in lieu of 180 notes, and that will be geared and tailored towards your personal nativity chart with the transits. So it's like, hey, you're getting a whole year for 180 of the transits for you to be prepared on what's to come so that you can be in harmony. Sounds like a deal to me. I mean, and it could be more than that, right? And yeah, so make sure, once again, 7hillstar.com. And if you haven't, subscribed to it, make sure you tell your friends, tell your mothers, tell your brothers, tell your aunts, tell your uncles, your grandma, your grandpa, tell everybody. Share it to all your social medias and let all those know that we are bringing the truth along with other honorable Moors, but 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm. I'll yield for that and get us back here to that screen, right? Ooh. Give me a drink of water. Necesito agua. All right. Ooh, stretch my knee, but right, yeah. So, we just did that. Mercury, Ingress, Gemini. If you haven't checked out the Improv Friday, yes, I know it's 5.5 hours. When, but you probably sit for 12 watching Netflix. No hate, no shade, but hey, 5.5 hours to really grasp concepts that will not only set you up for a whole lifetime, but paying it forward to all those that will come after you. Really putting this truth out there. We keeping it all fairs, no cap. So yeah, and check out the Astro Weather Reports, Intuition Mondays. We go, those 3 days are days of community service. And whenever either I will sometimes go live, but Brother Hassan morally goes live, then it's all, Jaguar Soul, he'll get on there and, we'll, throw some lovely guitar sounds on there for you. And make sure, you look at 84 chord movement to get your 100% CMOS. and also you know, yoga. And actually, hold on, I should have went to the Paducah page. That's all right. But you know, make sure it's 7hillstar.com. And I don't know. You got anything, Brother Benjamin, you want to add? Any announcements, comments, anything?
Oh no, man, just reducing confusion, bringing clarity.
Bro, that was a great video, bro. I was like, wow, love that.
Yeah, I remember bringing that, saying that a while back. So I
couldn't heart it enough, bro. They need to add a feature where you can just unlimitedly heart things, right? To just like unlimitedly show some love to, you know, really bring just some clarity. As you said, clarity to confusion.
Yeah, basically what 7 stars failed. And
with that, actually, well, I've got to end this here so I can have a free.
It was the person, the guy that joined your TikTok. He like
man, honestly, I was trying to see if it was a mother or a son, but like the feet was kind of jumpy, and like I had seen some like lips moving, but I really didn't hear nothing. And it was like, it was kind of like, you know, how it'd be with Brother Amazite when he's traveling, when he's traveling doing his thing, and how his feet go out. Then it kind of went out. Then somebody else sent me something, but I was going in. So, hey, people actually kind of request to join in, which, you know, that's pretty cool, you know, because I'm getting comfortable with going live and doing this because, you know, I've been just kind of been behind the scenes, but it's like, hey, man, let's talk about this. People need to hear it. I've been wanting to you know, hear about things. So it's like, hey, I've been. Go ahead, bro.
I was saying you just got the TikTok and the chokehold, and I'll just acknowledge Tylee Bay, peace and love more than the chat on YouTube. Thanks for
peace and love.
viewing us, bro. And this experience, I appreciate your loves. Appreciate it.
We appreciate, you know, all the love, man. Even quote unquote, you know, hate or whatever, because you know it's always duality. But hey, man, we eat that up, man, for lunch and breakfast, show. For real. And it ain't nothing but fuel to the fire, yo. So yeah, you know, no thanks to everybody that showed up, that was in a live chat with us, that, you know, will see this later, you know, for the young future generation that will see this at some point, you know, for our, you know, brothers and sisters, you know, all across the globe, right, to the different corporations and
more across the globe. We should just bring that. We should just beautiful more across the globe.
You know, we showing love to Moors all over the world. They know who we are. You know, like this.
Shout out to you.
Who was it? What, Ludacris? Yeah, man. We been Moors all over the world.
All over the world,
yeah. Showing love to Moors all over the world.
Uplifting Moors all over the world.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's the great secret, right? That we are Moors, they know, but we don't know. You see how easy and simple and straight to the point that is, without saying, hey, man, let me come check with me, man. Man, you give me 3,500, man. I got this little paperwork for you to do. No.
I've seen it. Got the package.
You know what I'm saying? Free packages, you know, and Brother Amazite boys. You know, we just bringing truth, man, because there's a lot of clarity that's being brought to confusion. And like I said, with Mercury, Ingress, Gemini, we got that, and we got the full moon, you know, Sagittarius full moon. So it's now bringing faith. It's like, hey, it's time to get past the belief show.
Also, with Mercury conjunct the North Node, the gain of information, vet the information too, because all information isn't good information too. So that goes along, you know, with the package selling, that's information. So make sure you vet the information you gain. So yes, you gain information, make sure that information is valuable. You know, because it could be a sudden change with Uranus, but you know, is that sudden change going to help your Venus, or you know, not help your Venus value? The things you see as helping. So vet the information you gain as well. Globally, Moors, you know, amalgamated.
So man, it's like
put salt in your sugar.
You know, like, hashtag it's happening, man. That's all I can really say. Whether you see it, feel it, hear it, it's happening. And yeah, you can't stop it. You can't stop the truth. You can't stop the truth now. You know what I'm saying? In the Zoom room.
Zoom room. In the Zoom room.
No,
not that one, though.
I'm with Brother Benjamin Bay in the Zoom room. Wednesday
Hassan,
with Bro in
Hassan
the Zoom
in the
room.
Zoom room. Hassan in the Zoom room.
Yeah, I mean, we got the sons in the Zoom room, you know, Jesus, literally, right? So yes, just want to close out here. We really floated that one. You know,
I don't think I've seen long.
yeah, man. It's like we just get right to the point, you know. We try to, you know, we keep it decent amount for the viewers, you know, for those like, oh my gosh, 2.5 hours, I can't watch. But yo, you sat there and sat in the movies and watched, you know, some weak movie.
No, people will have like 5-hour lives on like Mercury third house things instead of ninth house things, you know, to be astrologically correct. So anyway, someone will be blabbering about, you know, nothing for 5 hours. They'll be like, oh my God, da, da, da. Like, you know, something like this. It's like, oh my God. It's like, you know, what do you value? It just shows what you value.
Right. And there's no shade, you know, to any of them, you know.
Yeah, I ain't, you know, it's like, all right, you know, what's the outcome of that? The outcome of, you know, this. It's not saying you do it for that, but, you know, the outcomes are out there, you know, so be distasteful when, you know, you sat 5 hours here and you gain whatever that 5 hours gave you, and then this 5 hours over here gained whatever that 5 hours gave this person. So, and those, you know, can't stop the truth, as bro was saying.
Stop the truth all 2022. Yeah, man. I think that's it for me. Yeah, man. Make sure you know getting your mirror sessions. I know I'm kind of working on the advertisement, but hey, you know, make sure you're getting your sessions, mirrors, astro sessions, healing sessions, yoga sessions, getting your CMOS gel, like,
I really need to see myself.
you know, make sure you know getting all of that right, you know, to really push it forward, you know, and yeah, once again, you know, thanks to everybody that like, share, you know, in the live chat, you know, shares the post to, you know, their, you know, friends or, you know, other, you know, beings that they deal with. You know, we appreciate it all, you know, publicly and privately. Word to Brother Corey, right? And you know, we're just gonna keep doing what we do. Because we know that, you know, Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the man, and he's at the forefront. And on that, yeah, you know, 7 Hill Star, northwest of Mexham, northwest Africa, North Gate. We are out. You know, peace and love to you all. Enjoy the rest of your moon day, your degree, and man, just get to the understanding the wheel and let it all be. It's live.
It's live.
Yeah.